everyone.
What up, doe?
How y'all doing today? Everyone, like y'all can talk back like immediately.
Right, like they were like, hey, how you doing? What's up? Hey.
We are live, and this is Two Snaps, or we are Two Snaps in a Circle. Should we say this is or we are? I don't know.
I feel like this is Two Snaps in a Circle.
Okay, this is.
This is.
Because we are ourselves.
Yeah, we are ourselves. You are Cheval. I am Latoya. But then, no, there's a part of me that's like, we make up Two Snaps in a Circle.
We are.
So it is like, we are Two Snaps in a Circle.
We are, and this is.
Yeah, two we are. And this is. That's a good way to put it. Well, now that we got that part out of the way.
Yeah, we can move forward and continue with the stream, because now after 17 episodes, we know that this is and we are.
You know what? I saw this montage of Chloe and Holly, you know, the two sisters that sing, like introducing themselves, and it was perfect. So Chloe always goes first and Holly goes second. And when they say, she says, we are, no, she says, hi, I'm Chloe. She says, and hi, I'm Allie. Like, she adds the and on them. Like, whoa, that's a skill. Like, you're not even just, you're not Hallie, you're and hi, I'm Allie. Like, or, and I'm Allie. No, it's I and I'm Allie. Like, oh. I'm Chloe and I'm Allie. I'm Chloe and I'm Allie. I was
okay,
like,
let's try it.
Okay.
Okay. You ready? Because you got to put the and.
I got to put the and. All right. And 5, 4.
Hi, I'm Chevy.
And I'm Toya.
And this is Two Snaps in a Circle. That was good.
That wasn't bad. I did the snaps after the circle, but still,
it works.
It works.
I like it.
I was like, yo, me and Chevy need to work on that.
we can bite it a little bit. We can bite.
You know, if I'm gonna copy anybody, I'm willing to copy those girls. I love the way that they've kind of evolved. Like, I was never a fan of them, honestly.
Yeah, those YouTube days. Mine used to force their videos down my throat.
Oh man,
back in the day,
I was like, oh, they can sing. They cute.
I mean, I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh my god! But I wasn't like, oh my god, like I need to.
No, if I had to think ahead, I never thought I would be into their music or being like, oh wow, like they really put on a good show. I wouldn't mind seeing them in concert. You know, I was
technically we could have seen them in concert, but we were late.
And I can't say I came in there like, oh man, like, oh.
I have never seen a Beyonce opening act. Oh, maybe that one time when DJ Khaled was there.
I will say we saw DJ Khaled though, because that was the thing. We realized that we just missed them. Like, oh, and that was funny. I'm being funny, but I'm being silly. But I really was like, dang, I would have liked to see them. I think that they have a nice song out or something like that.
I missed the Migos too, though.
Oh, that sucked. The cool thing about that is we saw like maybe the last 3 or 4 songs that they set, they went off and we were kind of bummed, like, dang, we missed the Migos. And then they end up coming back with Drake, and then Drake let them have like more of their set. And I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. So, you know, it kind of made me feel like I didn't miss it too much.
That's the second time I missed the Migos, because when they at the Nicki Minaj concert and we missed the Migos.
Oh my gosh, were they?
Yeah, I think so.
We stay
but
missing
we definitely missed the opening act for that too.
We stay missing opening acts. What is wrong with us? Like,
and I consider myself to be pretty early, and I still be missing opening acts.
I mean, hey, look, I've been to concerts where I was like, okay, I could have came a little late.
Mm-hmm. Like that Beyonce concert that one time where we did get to see DJ Khaled. We was asleep. We was asleep.
I was like, dang, I never thought I would sit down at a concert, but this is the one, because I'm good. I can't take no more DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled.
Man. I'm sorry. It's
What?
Pepper. It's Pepper. She
What
is
is Pepper
really
up to?
just doing everything but not.
What makes sense at this time? Like Pepper, just in the whole mix
In
with
the
your
whole
stout.
mix.
I won't even call it a nose snout. I mean, a stout. Yeah, it's a stout.
Oh my God, Pepper, get
Oh,
down.
you are showing out for the
Today, yes.
people,
Yes, she really is. That's why on
man.
my channel points, if you get enough channels, you can redeem to see Pepper because Pepper needs to go sit down right
Mm.
now.
Gonna end up in somebody's cage. Don't do it, Pep. Don't get yourself in trouble, girl. I'm rooting for you. I want you to win.
Please.
I just feel so sorry for my little dog friends. You know, I'll be like, man, y'all parents are hard on y'all.
We not. She lives. She
But
lives.
no,
She just got some chicken that I cooked on the stove.
you are good, Pep.
She gives human
Dog. Some
chicken.
some pets do have it really good though. Like, dang, you get taken care of
Yeah,
like
my
really
mama dog
well.
get like prime rib and stuff. Like Bella gets
Yeah.
prime rib and steak, and she does
Yeah.
not. She frowns her nose at dog food. She turns her head up.
Stop it.
I'm so serious. You give her some dog food, she just don't.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Oh yeah, she don't care. She
Really?
don't care. She don't like it. She don't want it. She'll give it back to you. You'll give
Give
her
it back to you.
a treat, and she don't. Pepper do it too. Like if you give her a treat and she don't
Mhm.
like it, she'll just throw it down in your
Wow,
face.
you don't hear about that often. Like dogs that's just like, nah,
Bougie.
I don't eat that.
Yeah, yeah. Bella is bad and bougie. That's what I call her. Like she bad and bougie.
Bella bad and
She
bougie.
bad and
What
bougie.
type of dog is Bella again?
I don't know, a Pomeranian poodle.
Oh, okay. It
Yeah,
kind of makes sense. It kind
yeah.
of makes sense just a little bit.
And she hate Pepper. She hates her.
Dang.
She hates
No
her.
love. That's not
None,
right.
none
That's not right.
whatsoever. They got
Dogs are interesting.
yeah,
Dogs, like specifically dogs, are interesting.
yeah,
Like I really do believe that they're human in some form.
yeah.
in some spirit type way.
I hope not.
Oh my god. Which is like which is funny is because I'm about to bring up a Spike Lee film and we're reviewing a Spike Lee joint tonight is from Summer of Sam. Is it Summer of Sam or Son of Sam? No, it's
I
Summer
didn't
of
know that
Sam,
was
right?
even a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, that's a Spike Lee joint. And that dog start talking, freak me out.
Oh yeah, because he said the dog talked to him.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh my
never seen
god.
that.
I
I never
love and
seen
hate
that.
that movie. Huh?
I never seen it.
Really?
Never seen it.
Oh man, I think you would
I
you
definitely
might
would
rock
like
with
it.
that.
I love movies like that.
You might work with that. You might like that movie.
When I was younger, I wanted to be like a person who sat in the room with serial killers and talked to them. I guess that's police officer,
Yeah.
but not the police officer, like the psychiatrist person.
Oh, okay. I think it like the same thing that you're talking about is the same thing I feel like most people feel when they want to be like in a courtroom or like I wanted to be a part. Anytime I got called to court, I just was hoping that I would be on the jury of like a really big case. Like
No, my little case was big enough. I thought we was gonna be out of there in a couple of days. We was almost there for a week and a half,
a
and
week
it
and
was an
a half.
insurance case. Man, we was in there arguing. We did not agree. It was
Ooh,
a split jury. It was
shut
a
up.
mess. Yes,
Dang.
about
So
some
like
insurance.
what ended up happening?
We split it.
Oh.
We split it, and then we talked to each party on the outside. They asked us like because they both were new lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked us questions afterwards about the case, about how and why we chose to do what we did, and why we didn't side with the plaintiff. And I mean, he was a nice guy. We got to meet him afterwards and everything like that. But we told him why we didn't believe him and why we split it, and they were very
Wow.
understanding. It was just very interesting experience.
It sounds like it. Well, dang. Yeah. Who knew? Who knew that like people really had those real experiences? Of course, like I dramatized mine like it's gonna be like a murder.
My mom was on a murder case and it was not that deep. So they was out of there. Like, he did it. He did it. He got caught red-handed. He did it.
Dang, just
Just,
well,
that's
bruh.
it. That's it. But I'm glad I didn't do that because they can't even have their phones or nothing in there, and we can have our phones and stuff. So
Mhm,
I'm glad I wasn't
mhm.
in there for a week because that would
I
have
could
been a
only
mess.
imagine. I could only imagine. Yes, I'm like, I'm talking big stuff, but thinking about it for real, I'm like, maybe I wouldn't.
Man, that parking is expensive.
Oh, that's the least thing they can do is pay for that.
No, they don't.
Shut up, for real.
They don't pay for your lunch either. You get paid every day, but you don't get paid. They don't pay for that stuff. So yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I was so disappointed to hear. Like, I just thought that they just like, I don't know. It is very naive of me, I guess, is to think that, but I just thought they took care of you.
I
Like,
thought they did too, but
yeah,
they don't.
like
They
it's
do
a
not.
special parking lot for y'all. Like,
Nope.
thank you.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
You know, we
And
don't bring
for
you
us,
all. We'll bring you lunch, in fact, because you can't
no,
leave.
no, no, not. And as far as parallel parking, non people that can't do it, I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know why either.
You gotta really pay for parking.
But when you lack that skill, yeah, you just look at a spot, be like, nope.
I don't even look. I don't even attempt. There's
So you
no
don't
point.
even.
Oh hell no. Why? Why?
You
Why?
said it's really that bad.
Oh yeah, I can't. My hand-eye coordination is not good enough to judge
Yeah,
distances, so I just might as well just no. That's not
no,
for me. That's
no,
not for me.
it's not for you. All right. Well, I guess we've gotten past the pleasantries at this point.
Yeah, we went on a whole nother. We didn't
A
have
nice little
the back
tangent.
end tangent in the front end. We flip it, doing some flippy
Well,
dippy
like
doos
speaking
on
of
you.
parallel, get squeeze on in. We're gonna
Oh.
do. Okay, moving it.
Movie news. It's time for the movie news. Oh, dang, I didn't go to the top of the list. Okay. So this is some stuff I forgot last time.
Okay.
Issa Rae signed a $40 million deal to stay with HBO Max, and whatever else they have.
Let's
Um,
go.
Forgot this too. Black sketch. What did I write this
The Black
right?
Lady Sketch Show.
I didn't write. I'm like, I didn't write this right. Oh,
The Black Lady Comedy Sketch Show. Huh?
the Black Lady Sketch
Sketch Show.
Comedy Show.
Comedy show?
The,
This worse than Billie Holiday versus. What you say versus?
I said the U.S.
And then I couldn't stop, even though you were completely like, I could not stop laughing because it just sounds so funny.
Because
Like,
I was
United
like,
States.
I
I'm
did.
still not
Am
over
I
that
right?
title.
Burgundy. That's what pretty much what
Am I
happened.
wrong?
It's like versus the U.S. Like, oh, it's the Black Lady Sketch Comedy Show, right?
Yeah.
It premieres on April 20th on HBO. You know what? I was telling Jarrell the other day that I think it is very interesting that the running gag on the first season of that show, they basically was quarantined. Like the gag that ran through each episode.
Yes.
That was so crazy to me when I actually thought about it.
It was a lot of foresight in that.
Yes, it was.
Like the world was ending. They were in the crib with one another with like the last possessions that they could have and just the silliest skits in between. And it took me a second to get the humor of it all. I think it's hard. It's like if somebody walks in a room and they start making you laugh, you know, you're like, I don't know whether I should laugh at you or like, are you funny? It took me a minute,
but don't laugh that hard.
Yeah, but those quarantine scenes really was like, okay, I kind of like this show.
That was my favorite running. That was the running joke was my favorite joke of the whole season. Yep. But it reminded me of Portlandia. That's why, because I love Portlandia. Mm-hmm. I just rewatch it over and over again.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of Portlandia, but what I've seen of it, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. I can't wait to watch it. Yeah. All right. So what else do we have here? Tisha Campbell, It's not coming out. Essence Atkins. Why she got such a hard name?
I don't know. I don't like that name either. It's an accent. Atkins. Yeah, it's essence. It's because we get done with essence. That's a lot of S.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And you looking at me like that. Yeah, it's hard.
Right.
Tosh Mari, Sherry Shepherd will star in a HBO show produced by Viola Davis called Black Don't Crack. I do not know what it's about, but
Okay.
Black does not crack, that's for sure.
I know. So it has to be some goodness to this, and I can tell you about all 4 of those people. Black don't crack.
Yeah.
5 Viola, because
yeah,
don't crack.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. Have you seen the trailer for Suicide Squad?
No, ma'am, I have not.
Well, it did drop, so you can take a look at that, and
I will take a gander.
And figure
Suicide Squadding.
I don't know what to say about it, so I'm not going to say anything at all. Stephen Wan and Ali Wang are starring in a show that will be produced by the A24 production house.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Wan is the guy who's from Michigan, who was on Walking Dead, who's nominated for an Oscar this year.
Okay.
Who's the first Asian American to be nominated.
Okay. Yep. It's all coming to me.
Black Adam will be released on July 29th of 2022. And they also dropped the cast list for it, and Aldous Hodge is in it. And I didn't know who's going to be in it. Selma Hayek has been added to the cast of Gucci Movie.
Okay. All right.
Russell Crowe has been added to the cast of Thor: War and Thunder.
Interesting. Wonder what he's going to be playing.
I do too. I really do. Donald Faison. Oh my God, Pepper don't handle my water, Lord.
Yeah, call Jarrell now.
Her mouth is dry from the chicken. Donald Faison will be Professor Utonium in the live-action Powerpuff Girl.
I saw that, and I thought that was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he don't be getting his due, in my opinion.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. He don't get his due at all. The new season of Rick and Morty drops on the 20th. I don't know. Do you watch that?
No, I do not watch Rick and Morty, but I feel like it's always something that I should have gotten into. So,
have you ever seen an episode?
Episode.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Did you see the new trailer for Handmaid's Tale that drops?
Yes.
I didn't watch it because I'm not going back. So, what tell me about it? What did you think?
I barely watched it because I just rolled my eyes the whole time. It's like her just like taking justice, and I'm just like, are you going home though?
Where is home?
You know what? And that's a very good point. That's a very good point. I mean, per usual, they left a lot of vagueness. Now they're making it seem like what's the woman? The mean older woman. That
the lady who went to school.
Yeah, Mrs. Trunchbull. Like, you make it seem like she's gonna come back because she had her moment where she got taken down a couple notches. So I don't know. I really don't know what's happening. To me, they keep it a little vague, but they kind of make it seem like she's gonna finally take control of this whole thing, but I don't know how.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that drops on the 28th of April.
Well.
I mean, if you're into that, you can go and watch it. It's on Hulu.
I'm giving up on it. It's a wrap.
Mortal Kombat release date has been pushed back 1 week, and it will now release on April 23rd.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if they're doing that to well, it couldn't be because they don't have these movies on at the same time, right? So like when Judas of the Black Messiah was on, was Tom and Jerry on? Or did they take one down and put one up?
They were both up at the same time.
Okay. So I'm trying
They were both up at the same time. They came like a couple days after one another, possibly.
Okay. Because I'm really trying to figure out why they keep pushing this stuff back a week or whatever.
Yeah, like what's the purpose behind that?
Yeah, it doesn't make the movie should be cut already. It should be done. It should be
Pretty much.
ready to
It's kind of like when
roll.
we keep talking about the Space Jam situation.
Yeah,
Like,
like we still ain't got a trailer. We was getting trailers for Godzilla for years. It seems like before I actually watched that today. It was really enjoyable.
mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best movie in the world. It had several unanswered questions and total disregard for human life, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
And my last piece of movie news is there will be two sequels for the film Knives Out that will both be released on Netflix,
Oh.
and Daniel Craig 007 will return. Have you seen that?
I have not, and I've always wanted to see that movie, and I feel like I may have seen something one day that spoiled it for me, but I forgot. So now I'm like, oh, I think I could go back and watch it because I don't know who the killer is.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah,
Definitely watch it. It's really
yeah.
good.
I feel like it got, like I said, I feel like it got spoiled for me, and then I was like, dang, now I can't see the movie, and then, but now I've forgotten, so I don't know.
Definitely go watch it. It's really
okay.
good.
Cool.
I enjoyed it.
Where is it? Where is it at? Where
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to go watch that.
That's where it was. It was on HBO too, but I don't know if it's still on HBO or Amazon Prime. But it was on there for a while.
Yeah.
But yes, the sequels. I didn't know they were making 2 damn sequels, but
that's like that's really interesting. Like 2 sequels. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just gonna be like another murder mystery, and that's why they pushing it into 2. You know. Because it couldn't be dealing with the same family because we have already solved that.
Right. So is it possible like moving into a whole different like set of people and storyline?
Maybe, possibly. The world may never know.
The world may never know until
they release it.
Yeah.
And that was movie news. All right, Toya, tell them what we watching or what we watched, because we ain't watching nothing. But
right. Well, ladies and gents, we watched He Got Game. Not Above the Rim, but
Lord, I told somebody yesterday we was watching that. I kept saying that. I don't know.
It's just like I think it's too easy to mix up. Like it's just so easy to mix up because they, in ways, are the same exact movie.
I don't even know what Above the Rim is about.
Above the Rim is with Tisha Campbell's ex-husband.
Oh, really?
And he's like a star player. And Leon's in it, and he's like an old star player.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
And it's kind of like their relationship of, you know how people need to be brought down a couple notches, and he is that character in that film. But it's definitely like a quintessential 90s film. Tupac is in it.
Oh.
It's a star-studded. Marlon Wayne's in it. He's like his friend.
I ain't never seen this movie.
Yeah, Tupac plays like the villainous gangster in the hood. That's like, they do, it's in New York. It's New York street boss.
Never seen. Somebody must get killed.
Oh, you know it. You already know. Yes. But
we watched. I was like, somebody died.
Right. Somebody died. Somebody has to die in these movies. Like, this is a guy who reviews movies, or he gives like these synopses of them, and it's like sad hood movies, like black sad hood movies. That's how it be. And to be perfectly honest, He Got Game is one of them. Like,
no. Well, maybe I saw it, but I wiped it from my memory.
It's possible. But yeah. Oh yeah. So He Got Game, 1998, Spike Lee joint. Is basically a basketball player's father must try to convince him to go to college so he can get a shorter sentence. And that is, clear cut, straight to the point. Stars Denzel Washington. What is his name? Mila Jovovich or
Mila Jovovich?
Jovovich. Ray Allen. Who else is in this film? Rosario Dawson. Hill Harper. Jim Brown plays the cop.
Oh, yeah, he sure does.
that's such a nice, like, and then you got your usual suspects of a Spike Lee film.
Yep.
Like what's my man's name? The Roger Smith, who plays Big Time Willie. Who are some more people? I feel like
That light skinned guy.
um
Oh, is that who you
yeah,
said?
that's who Roger Smith is. Yeah, that's who Roger
I
Smith
was
is.
like, big time. I was like, oh, she just said that.
Yeah, Bill Nunn, who plays Uncle Bubba.
Yeah.
And then also the wife, the
Oh, she been
mother.
in like stuff.
I feel like she's been in a couple Spike
Oh, you
Lee
talking about
joints.
Sparkle?
Yeah. What's her name?
I
Is it
don't know. Jarrell, no. I don't know.
what is that woman's name? Oh, Lonette McKee.
I
It
don't
gotta
know.
be her. I don't think I've
Sparkle.
ever known her name in real life.
Sparkle. Or sister.
Yep,
Or whatever.
Sparkle. Yeah. We know, baby. But yeah, so
Hey, Devin. Or Clark,
yeah,
no. Sorry.
what it do? So yeah, what did you think? So you texted me and was like, "This is a crazy movie."
I just
And
thought that it was interesting to, like, I couldn't be him. I could not have been him. I couldn't have been him, especially finding out like what happened with his dad, like for real, and him just that was a different time, man. That was a different time, man. You could be a teenager literally, and I mean I'm sure it's teenagers still doing that right now, but
yeah,
that was a different time, man. You could just be out here living for real, and people would just be like, as long as you can take care of yourself, you're fine. Like that was a different time. That
yeah.
movie was set in a different
Oh,
the
completely.
90s
And I think
was a
that's what I
different time.
like about it too, because watching it this umpteenth time, but I was like, wow, this really captures a moment in time where things like this just don't happen very often, and when you do hear about it, people jump in very quickly, or what's the GoFundMe link start
Mm-hmm.
going up. That whole
Police, you can't even not go to school now without the police putting somebody in jail. So
oh
it's
no.
that was a different time. It was definitely a different time.
Oh, completely. Just even thinking about that whole idea of the community picking up and looking out, type vibe. Uh, for everybody to know somebody like that, the big star player who's bound for the NBA, know he's gonna make millions and millions of dollars. These days, those type of kids come very often. I mean, even though it's still rare, like you're still a 1 in 1,000th, or maybe even not even 1,000, probably like 100,000, but still, I think because of what the time we live in, you see it so often that you're not really the way that they were kind of starstruck, when he's like pulling up at the bus, the drug dealer saying, "I looks out for you, like I keep you safe out here." You really don't think of that now these days. And it really does capture like the mid 90s, or just the 90s in complete, like that
Yeah, that
80s,
was
90s. I
from
felt
the
like it was there
90s.
for
Oh my God.
I
That was
felt
the
like it was
90s.
like that for a while, the state of neighborhoods and drugs and the infestation of just like bad circumstances. And I'm not saying that those things aren't happening now. To me, it just like looks completely different.
Yeah,
And
like you can
just
have bad circumstances and still have an iPhone right now. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
Like you can still have some Jordans. You can still have a
Right.
Mac. Like the bad circumstances have upgraded a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. You know, but yeah, like the film starts off with what I've always loved about He Got Game is just obviously its connection to basketball. At the core of it, it is, well, no, not even the core, but like the outer shell of it is the game of basketball that kind of brings you in, and you actually tell a story of a father and a son and kind of the woes that those very circumstances that we're all talking about, how it played against how he could just, shoot off, where we know if this was a different story outside of the inner city, he would have went off to college and went to his dad's alma mater, and, or His dad didn't care where he went. You get what
But
I'm
see, but
saying?
that's the thing about the movie though. The whole thing that I took away from the movie is basketball was his only way out, and it was also his demise, his family's demise, because his father pushed him so hard, and he was an alcoholic, and
He was.
you know what I'm saying? Because of these circumstances, him trying to hit, this is gonna be the one that save us. He can save us. He can get us out. He can get us out. I gotta push him. I gotta push him. I gotta get him to this next level. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. I gotta drink so I can stay up, so I can be ready, and I can do this and I can do that. And now the thing that messed him up is the same thing that's supposed to save him.
Oh my God, yeah. You want to recognize him so much. Like it took me to see this movie or feel like how many knows times, like 15 times, like growing out of like adolescence. Like you said, this was one of those movies that like came on like Saturdays, and you like you catch the middle of it, or you see the beginning of it. It moves kind of slow. You know, you probably seen parts of it in part of your life. But what I learned more and more, I used to be like, dang, why Jesus give him such a hard time? Like, man, that's messed up. Why he just give him such a hard time? I understand, you know, what happened to his mom, but like, he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it, you know. And growing out of my adolescence, getting into my early 20s and watching that film, like it's like that true maturity that just steps in like, I see why.
But not only that, that was just one day. That was just one glimpse of one day.
That was just one day. And that's what I was thinking when I was watching it recently. I said to myself, who knows what life has been? Because, you know, as much as I get that he cared, you know, when things went down, right? But in this case, what's Denzel's Washington's name?
Jake.
Yeah, Jake seemed like he cared. Of course, he didn't mean to do what he did, but I had to really think like how hard he pushed him. The fact that you notice like, oh, he's an alcoholic. The fact that he even just was willing to do that, like put his, you know, that wasn't some just like, I'm so angry that you could tell that he did that all the time. And this
was just the time it got bad because he was drinking.
Because he was drinking and he didn't realize where he had gotten to. And this is something that is just like thrown upon you. Like you're watching the film. I thought it was interesting the way they just kind of dropped it. They drop it early in the film. Like, you killed my mom. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was like, oh my God. And it was such a freak accident. And it's like, dang, you kind of feel bad for everybody involved because he didn't.
Completely.
Because when I found out he was, okay, so, you know, he in jail, you know.
Right. Yeah. It starts off the montage. Yeah.
The art of basketball is playing at the beginning because this is art set to classical music. They want you to know that basketball is an art form. So they are telling you this.
Yes.
So now he's in jail. Why? Probably because he killed somebody.
But yeah, you're like, dang, well, I wonder why he's in jail, but just like you said, probably hurt somebody, probably killed somebody, took something, did something he had no business doing. Well, you know, okay. And then you get into it.
Yeah, you see the daughter interact with him, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe, you know, he killed a guy because he was selling drugs or something. Then you see the son, and he like, you ain't my daddy, but wait a minute, why he ain't your daddy? He just didn't kill nobody, you know? Like, that's what's thinking in his head. And then when you think of me,
got along fine.
Yeah, and then he say you killed my mama. I was like, oh, that's the impasse. That's the problem. That's
why he said, did God forgive you for killing my mama? I was like, dang.
I was like, you kill his mama?
You kill his mama? And it was one of those things. This is why I love Denzel as an actor, because he totally took it the way that I think somebody who did something like that and wasn't expecting to having that conversation would totally react. Like I didn't mean son, like, I love you. Like,
okay, man. Okay.
Like, okay, I understand why you're mad. You will always be mad and forever. But you know I didn't do that on purpose. You know it was a mistake. You know that that's not the case. But what I'm trying to talk to you about right now, and that was the constant battle between them. Like,
it was a good battle.
I haven't seen you in years, man. And you think I want to talk about where I'm going to school?
But he didn't even get to that point until like the movie was halfway over. He didn't even drop. He asked him. He never told him. He never said, "Hey, if you go to big state, I'm gonna get off." Or, but see, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit. Let's rewind.
Yep, yep.
Just go back. So the governor convinces the warden
Yes.
to break this man out of jail. Not get, they could have let him go home for a week.
They could have let him go home for a week. This whole ruse to like, and I didn't realize that until later on of watching it. I had to watch it again, things as an adult, and I'm like, oh, like it wasn't just a coinky dink, like.
No, this whole Ocean's 13, Ocean's 11 plan they came up with to get this man out of
the prison. Oh, let's quarantine this man right here because I can't afford for anybody else to get sick out there. Like,
and the whole time I'm saying in my head, they are not going to give this man a lessen sentence. He's black man. This is an old time. They are not going to lessen his sentence. It doesn't matter what school this boy go to. It doesn't matter. The governor is not going to help him. He's not going to make it worse for him. He doesn't care about him. That's probably just something he said out the corner of his neck that he wasn't even thinking about when they was drinking at the club. The country club,
right? Not the club, but the country club.
Probably said, yeah, he got him to go. And he probably said, oh,
really?
Y'all did that for real? I was just bullshitting, man. How the hell y'all get him out? Oh, y'all tripping. Like, I didn't know.
I ain't say
I ain't authorized that. That ain't on me. That ain't on me. Nah.
You know, because it is that part where Jake's like, the governor can do that? Like, he could, and then the warden like, yeah, he can do whatever. You know, in my head, I'm like, if he can do whatever, just get me out the jail, period.
Exactly. Like, why can't I just walk out the front door?
Why, right. Why do you have to poison me?
And because what? He had been in jail, what? Jesus was probably like 10.
Yeah, so I think he had maybe like 7, 8 years, maybe.
Yeah, so what? He was a 15-year sentence. Half of that time was served. So if you cutting off half my time, I should just be able to get out.
I should just be able to leave. Like, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill my wife, the mother of my children. I may have had some serious things going on.
That speaks to his character, though. That speaks to his character and what people really thought of him in the family, too. Because if they didn't think he did it on purpose, they would have fought for him to get lesser time. But if they didn't believe that he did it with ill intent, you know, if he was an alcoholic and that's how he got with everybody when he was an alcoholic, you got to think about it. All the witnesses were kids. So they taking testimony from Booger and they taking testimony from his son who was mad at him from earlier that day.
Right.
They crucifying this man and they put him up there and he gonna hang. Because they got to take the testimony of 2 children who were traumatized by his attitude alone. That was going to be a bad day that went down in history regardless. So
you speaking.
I think that just made it 10 times worse. But I don't understand, did Jesus' mother's death make him keep playing basketball? Or did the fact that his daddy was no longer around keep him playing basketball? Because
I wanted to talk about that because I always wondered, like, he gets a little sentimental when he has the big interview on ESPN and he's like, I just wish my mother was here to see it. And that is the moment where I'm like, dang, it's interesting that you kept playing ball. And Jake brings it up at one point in time, like, yo, like you kept going. You did everything that I taught you. And of course, he's like, well, I did it on myself. I raised myself. I'm a man on my own. But it's like, you can't neglect those first like 10, 11 years of your life, man. Like, yeah, your dad was around. And
definitely. Y'all had a family nucleus in a area where that didn't exist.
That wasn't common at all. Him and his cousin were very lucky to have 2 parents in the home. And I know a lot of people, Black people that have had 2 parents. I don't know a ton, but I know some. And trust me, that life didn't go without some stuff. It wasn't peaches and cream, much like most families. And I always wondered what kept him going. Was it his mom? Was it, you know, because they do show the one scene of him like reading the letter from his mom. So you see his relationship with his mother. You see that the love that he always wanted and needed sometimes from his dad, his mom doubled down on to be like, look, I'm proud of you for everything that you do and everything that you've done. And I know you love ball and I know your dad's hard on you, but like, I think you should keep doing this because you love it and you want to do it. And that's where you should play from, not from your father's, like the legacy he's trying to build through you. You know what I'm saying? Because just like Big Time Willie said, hey, no matter what your pops is today, he could play some ball back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
He could
That is
play some
very
ball
true.
back then. So he was the man. So just know that maybe it was always destined for you, and maybe you can't really hate your dad. I thought it was very interesting that he did the complete opposite. Most people would be like, I don't, you know, it's like Save the Last Dance. I don't ever want to pick up, you know, I don't never want to dance again. My mama died because I went to an audition.
Yeah, because she was being an asshole about
She
it.
was being such an a-hole. But like, yeah, she's like, I don't want to dance anymore because that brings bad memories. Because with my mom died. My mom died because of me. And I don't know if he ever looked at it like that. You know, I mean, the only time I ever felt like Jesus was like, why did you do this to me was when he was talking about his name, you know,
Right.
when he was talking about like, why did you name me Jesus? But now I'm like thinking about the perspective we're talking about, like, maybe he loosely was like, wasn't old enough and mature enough to understand. Like maybe he was kind of talking about basketball. Like, why did you even put me in this life anyway? Like, why did you put a basketball in my crib?
But that's the thing. I don't know if it was because of Ray Allen's not so great acting that we couldn't really understand why he was motivated to do the things that he do. But like, it was hard for me to peg what type of person he was and why.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be because of the acting.
Well,
But
that's a good point.
it
Because
was hard for me to peg him.
even unfortunately, the writing didn't, you know, really sit through. It had me thinking like, did Spike Lee, or, you know, I believe he's a writer and maybe some other people, or either way, I wonder, did they scale back a bit because he was so like, why would you do that? You know, I don't have time for that. Because was it something that he didn't know how to convey in like deeper lines or more monologues? Like everything with him was definitely like, you say something, I say something, you say
But
something, I
you
say
know what was interesting about his acting though?
what?
Denzel, it was a testament to Denzel Washington's acting because he played him on his level, but without him still being Denzel Washington. And his acting was better when he played against Denzel, but his acting was also stronger when he was on the court.
Yes, yes. And I think that's a big reason why I really love this movie, because, you know, the thing about sports films is they usually always fall to the wayside with the sports. I mean, shoot, it's very a big testament to what we were talking about with musicals. Like sometimes, you know, like we know music carried Purple Rain, you know,
Yeah, because that
and
story was whew.
whew, Jesus. But in this, you realize very quickly, like, oh wow, the basketball is kind of what carries this film in terms of his acting. Because if it weren't for a lot of those moments, I'm like, at least let me believe that you're a good ball player. You know,
Right.
like those scenes, though, that opening scene with them going to the courts before you find out they're a high school, you know, a New York high school basketball team. That stuff, I believe, if I remember correctly, that was just like pickup. They were just recording, man. They were just out there hooping, you know. It kind of got real, I heard, like at one point in time, like they were really out there hooping for real, like all night. And you know, New York street ball is like a huge thing. They like to say that that's where, you know, it all kind of originated. But yeah, that was a huge start, and I think they did a great job of having real ballers, like real people who could really hoop, like people could really hoop.
Yeah, I like that. And also the like I thought it was cool how they did that whole little ESPN thing about him. I just thought that was so cool that they got all the basketball players to be
Yes.
involved and the announcers and the coaches and all of that. And I was like, oh, this is pretty damn cool.
It
All
is.
for a damn movie. Like
Dick Vitale, man. You got Dick Vitale just being Dick Vitale.
that's the guy who was
yeah, he's also baby.
okay, yeah. Okay. Like,
Also with a capital A. He
what's up,
is.
Stacy?
What it do, Stacy? But yeah,
I'm trying to look through my notes.
the basketball definitely like carries the film is a huge character, and you see them like migrate to that so very often when you could tell that they couldn't keep letting Ray Allen.
I mean, I didn't notice how bad his acting was until he started acting against everybody else. Because Denzel Washington definitely brought it down to play off of him, and it worked in their scenes.
Yes, because you know who he does the worst acting with in that film?
His sister.
His sister.
The little girl from Brooklyn. Well, she ain't a little girl no more.
She ain't a little girl no more, right? I can't wait to be 18.
But her acting was bad. I mean,
Her acting
was bad.
wasn't that great either. You're right. Like,
and why was the line so long? Like they would just start talking and they would just be talking and they just talk and they just talk.
About the same stuff. Why was you on the phone so long?
You were just on the phone so long. Well, you were just on the phone for so long, and you just was on the phone for so
you
long.
You need to stop letting those people call us. What's gonna happen? Jesus.
When you're gonna have money, and you're gonna have money, and they said you're gonna have money, and you're just gonna have money, and you're gonna have money, and then he like, don't you say that? Don't you say that? Don't you ever say that? Because don't you say that? Don't you say that? Because don't you say that? And it just goes on.
And if you ever say that, just know you don't want to know why I would. Don't say it.
Sorry,
you don't know what I do.
Say it. Like,
that made me so mad.
Oh, NBA Streets, yeah.
What Daddy's doing home? That's my favorite part. Jesus, what's Daddy doing home? Like, now you want to ask that? I thought that would have been the first thing that came out your mouth.
And how the hell he supposed to know? He kicked the man out of the house before he could even get in there good.
Yo, that is my favorite. Like, I love that dynamic. Like, just he was the definition to keep that same energy.
But that's what I didn't like. I didn't like that he kept saying, "You're not my dad. You're not my father." Because just because he did what he did, that does not take away the fact that I didn't like that, and that he kept going back to that. That kind of just was like, can he stop saying that? Can he stop saying that? Because it doesn't actually make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
So what do you think what would have made more sense? Like, would it been just like
I hate you. You killed my mom. And we had a family before you killed my mom. And you ruined our family. So you're not my father.
Yeah. Do you think that was a choice from a writing aspect or story aspect that they had to kind of, again, dilute or pull back on? Because to deliver what you're talking about, I don't know if Ray Allen could have done that. I mean, although we are talking about how, like Denzel was bringing them with him, would he have been capable to display those feelings and deliver those lines of, because it was the same tone. Mm-hmm. I mean, when he was mad at Rosario Dawson's character, when he was mad at Booger, when he was mad at his coach, like it was all the same emotion. He never had.
I can't take this. It's illegal. This is illegal, man. I can't. This is illegal, man. Man, oh my God, this is illegal.
Like, dude, what are you talking about? You got a whole apartment. You wear nice shoes and clothes every day. I think somebody's taking care of you. Hey, yo, Uncle, was it Uncle Bubba?
Oh my God, that scene was horrible to watch. I'm gonna go in my room because I'm not gonna stand for this any longer.
Again, just like what Spike just let them do whatever they wanted to do. I guess like that's what I love and hate about the film is the realness of it, where you feel like these aren't actors, these are real people. This is how a situation would really go down. And sometimes it felt like that, but I have to say this last time watching, I was like, man, I didn't realize how many people were like did some bad acting. Like I wanted to put it all on Ray Allen, but man, a lot of people shouldered that bad acting as well.
And then in this world of bad acting, you have Mila Jovovich, who I didn't even know was in that movie, and Denzel Washington, and
I kept that on
Rosario
the low key.
Dawson.
Yeah. I thought that would be an interesting little fun thing that you will see at the last minute, like,
no, I saw her as soon as I saw her. As soon as the pimp
yeah, no,
what is that? Mila, girl,
what you doing, girl?
I said, girl, what you doing in this?
Yes,
I literally said that to the TV.
I knew you would. I knew. What are you doing here, girl? I did not expect you in this.
Yes, Devin, multi-pass. Multi-pass. Put it out there.
Oh man, I've been on screen. I've been missing everything. Oh man, y'all talking the good stuff. I'm gonna play NBA Streets tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's so good. Multi-pass. What's that?
from Fifth Element.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We were just talking about Fifth Element.
Yes,
we were just talking about
that's the movie that I knew who she was in.
Yeah, what is the other movie that's based on like is it a game or
Resident Evil?
Yeah. Is it Resident Evil that she's in? Okay.
She's in several of them.
Got it. Yeah, she's in like 5 of them.
Yeah. She was also in the last Hellboy that came out. And she was in what's that game movie? Monster Hunter, Devin. That's what it's called. Monster. She was just in that. But I love her.
It was what did you think about that relationship? Like the relationship between her and Jake?
Okay, so I don't know if I'm out of my depth or whatever, but that's the first movie that I ever seen Denzel Washington have a sex scene in.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where Denzel Washington had a sex scene, especially not with a white woman.
Especially not with a white woman, because we've spoke about this before, like, you know, because he was very public, or not public, but just like known for like, I don't want scenes like that with white women because I'm pushing for the narrative to continue of like black men and black women and, you know, all that stuff. But
have you ever seen a movie with him in a sex scene?
I don't think so. I'm really trying to. No, what's that movie Out of Time with him and Eva Mendes? Do they have like a short sex scene, or him and Sanaa Lathan?
I don't know, because I've never seen either of those movies.
Oh, really? No, Out of Time is one. Sanaa Lathan and Eva Mendes are both in that film, I believe.
Okay.
I don't think he has sex with either one of them. Okay.
Okay, I'm not. It may be true. It may be.
It may be true. I think you just cracked the case. Yeah, I think that may be the one in time.
Devin saying Two Guns. He had a sex scene in Two Guns. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Me either. I never seen that. I'm gonna Google it, please. Just go. Yes, go ahead, Google it.
I mean, it made me uncomfortable though. It was like watching my dad.
And then he didn't even like. It wasn't
right. It was weird.
It wasn't like real intercourse. He dry humped her.
It was weird. It was so weird. I didn't like it.
It was very, I've never liked that scene. It was very out of prison sex.
It was very desperate. It was very
yes. Like that's what I was trying to say. Like out of prison, looking for some punani. Like
it was very desperate. I felt very desperate. I felt really bad for him. Yeah, and her too, because they actually kind of liked each other a little bit.
They did. I thought that was like, you know, you find love in a hopeless place. Find love in a hopeless.
I was with Mark Wahlberg.
With Mark Wahlberg. Okay, yeah. Still never
seen it.
Still never seen that piece of cinema.
Oh, let me get some of my questions.
Yes, 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 yes. Cause we was kind of freestyling. I was like, I was kind of going. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay, so oh wait, let me go in my list.
Hey,
All right, give me a
I
second.
got I got game. He got game. She got game. The
Okay,
game. The
all
game.
right. So after okay, so they go, they meet him up at the beach or at the Coney Island because that's the only place
Yeah.
they could go to because that's just what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, first of all, I want to say this before I answer this question. I feel like even though a lot of the people in his life was trying to con him or play him, a lot of people was dropping a lot of game on him, and to signify the fact that he didn't have a father figure. Like the agent, he dropped some knowledge on him. His
He
coach,
did.
he dropped some knowledge on him. The
Big,
big time dropped some
big
knowledge
time
on
Willie.
him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, y'all telling him some stuff. Y'all really are telling him some stuff, because if y'all wouldn't have told him a lot of that stuff, he probably wouldn't even been thinking about it because he seemed like he kind of stupid.
No, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Now my question is, do you think that after the visit at the beach or whatever, when they told him why he named him Jesus, for real, if he was like, letting up on his dad, or do you think that, I mean, when do you think he let up? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't feel like I ever saw him let up. But then he went to that school, and I was confused because I couldn't figure out why. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, there was never there. That's about as, if we wanted to say his, like him opening the door, like him letting him in a room was the equivalent of like letting up. That door was like cracked like this when he mentioned the Jesus stuff. Because for a moment, I'm like, oh, maybe, just maybe, like he's getting along with his dad, and then he dropped the bomb. Like then he'd be like, no, I'm mad at you because you killed my mama. Like, don't come around us, leave us alone. Like, I'm not
Or
talking to you
I
about
I
this.
need you to go to big state so I can get out of prison early. And it's like, first of all, why would he want you to get out of prison early? You killed his mom. Second of all, you could have told him this at the beginning, and then maybe, he'd have just said, leave me alone from jump. But you
Yep.
wait till the moment where you see that we're making progress,
Yep.
and you drop this bomb on him. And I'm
And now he's
thinking,
back to square one.
yeah,
I think, like, I think it goes back to what I was trying to say earlier about Jesus's acting as well, which maybe, I don't know, speaks to possibly Spike, and the people involved with the film. It's like, maybe let's integrate that into the story of like, Jesus really don't know how to be anything other than kind of cool, calm, and collected. And when when he's mad, he's just mad. Like, he's mad in the same way with everybody. The way that he talked to his coach, he was not very different the way he talked to his dad. Like, when he raised his voice, maybe a little bit higher, a little bit more, like anger, but it really wasn't different than when he went up against anybody else and told them like, no, I'm gonna do what I think is good for me. So I don't think Jesus ever found a way. I don't think he ever found a way to like actually forgive him, and not understanding that he maybe possibly, yeah, maybe he didn't need to even forgive him, but like, you can recognize that this is what happened. This is what's going on in our relationship. We are in a weird place right now. I'm a grown man. I've learned some things. He didn't want to give up that role that he had created for himself and made for himself, and people made for him as well, to come down to a smaller size to be what he needed to be to have that conversation with his dad, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
I think it just was hard for him. I think it was hard for him. And I don't know if that's something that they tried to integrate into the story because like Ray Allen's acting was so bad or it wasn't up to par. But I don't know why he just never let up on his dad. And the Jesus thing felt like a moment of that.
Yeah, I do. I think so too.
Felt like a moment of that. But I think that was the thing. It was almost like he would be like, whoa. Oh, no, you the enemy. I forgot. Like,
yeah, pretty much. But that's why the end of the movie don't make sense to me. That's why it don't make sense that he chose Big State. Hey Tanya, you all
Hey,
right?
Tanya,
You
you right
good,
in
girl? It's
time,
late as
girl.
hell over there anyway, ain't it? It's like midnight or something.
Oh my God. So Stacy has reported back. And Denzel has 44 movies with 5 sex scenes and 128.46 seconds of on a scene sex. Okay, that's weird the way
What's
to
the
say.
movies?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and the internet is also a wild place to just have that like on deck for you to know.
Yeah, that is. Who has the most sex scenes?
Yeah, I want to know. Right, right. On screen sex.
I want to know who has the most sex scenes.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. But yeah, Sean, that's a really good question. And then again, like I'm like, did I miss the moment or was that the moment? But he really just, I was like, dang, when is he going to be nice to his dad?
And I mean, I get why he didn't, but it doesn't make sense why he chose to go to Big State. After all, if the last moment they had with each other was, yeah, go on, get out of my life forever because I beat you in this pickup game. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
It didn't make sense.
It was a complete opposite of Love and Basketball, where it's like, bye.
Well, I don't know that film.
At the end, they play for their heart. She plays for Omar Epps' heart.
I would never. Why am I playing for a man's? See, you're not.
Look,
I'm
man.
not doing it. I'm
Look,
not
I'm mad.
doing
I'm
it.
mad because see, when you grow up like myself, you know, a lover of basketball, a female, black, like, you know, you're just going to love and basketball, right? And then you grow up and then you look at the film and you're like, no. You know, the be like all the decisions, man, you would be so angry watching that movie because the decisions made in that film for love just wasn't, it just don't make sense. Just
Why
don't make
does
sense.
Keanu Reeves have 12? Why does he have that many sex scenes? What the hell?
Jeez. Keanu Reeves be getting it in on
What
the
the hell?
cinemas.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, let me ask you my next question.
Yes, please.
First of all, Rick Fox is a beautiful ass man.
And I cannot say that is not why I continue to watch that film for a long time. Like, where the part where Rick Fox come at though?
Oh my god! And they who what college student that they trying to tell us he was where he was hiding that gray hair up under his head? That man's had gray hair for years. Y'all not about to play me,
Right. I think maybe it's like a birthmark or something because he was young. I mean, they were definitely grown men because they were in the league, but they were still like maybe at least like mid-20s.
Yeah, no, I
So
don't believe it. Okay, so a lot of my questions were stemming from reality because it made me think about all the controversy that went on like in the 2000s around like when Darko and Carmelo and Dwayne and LeBron came in and then all the stuff about Chris Webber and I mean I actually used to actively watch basketball, Toya.
hey, you can't name off names like that and not had watched ball.
And you know the stuff with Chris Webber and the Fab Five that came out about taking all of that money and stuff from people that they weren't supposed to be taking money from, and just my question was, what is this? What do you think about the representation of colleges after him leaving the fake college UTech? What do you think about the representation of colleges and the fact that it kind of shows that they'll do whatever they need to do to get these players to win? Because they make it seem like that part where the guy came and gave him the jersey. I can't think of what his name is, but he came and gave him the jersey.
Yeah,
and he like, we love you. You're so great. We care about you. We've been watching you for so long. If that man break a leg, if he lose an arm, if he does something where he can't play, he will become the next Durko. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
Let's just be
yep.
real.
John
So
Turturro, yeah.
yes. So it's like when you look at all the stops they roll out, because that's another thing that bothered me about the movie. They kept saying it's guaranteed he's gonna be rich. It's guaranteed he's gonna be a millionaire. It's guaranteed. None of that is guaranteed. If he break a leg, lose an arm, lose an eye, whatever the hell.
It could have been something not even physical. You feel me? Like, he could have made any wrong move, been hanging out with any wrong group of people, been killed on the street, went to jail, accused of maybe sexual assault or something. You visiting UTech, somebody could have walked away that day and been like, oh my God, Jesus Shuttleworth. Like,
especially them white girls kissing him like that. That was some nasty shit right there.
I was like, well, just show us every single titty in the whole wide world.
My God. But yeah, what do you think of the representation of or what they were trying to say?
So growing up, like I said, huge fan of basketball. I actually wrote my senior essay about the expectations of making it from high school to NBA. Like, should you be allowed? And so I felt strongly about that, because I felt as if, because a lot of influence from what I was seeing, I was like I said, huge fan. So I watched a lot of basketball, and I always thought that they should be allowed to go from high school to the NBA, because what is college really doing for them when we know for guarantee fact that these people are not, like, you're not learning anything. You're not in school to get your business degree. You're not coming out, you're not like this. What you've told us about college and education and higher education, you go to college, you get the degree, you get the job. If these people, and let's be real, these young men are being groomed, and we know that they're going to the NBA, we know that they're going to go play professional basketball, why are they even making this pit stop in college? And what you find out very quickly is it is a business. It is a big business, and it's just about as big as all the 5 or 6 major league sports. They're on March Madness is probably just as big. I don't know the exact numbers, but as a Super Bowl, like, and then it goes longer, because like it probably gets as many eyes, if not more, especially the Final Four, as NBA playoffs or NHL playoffs or any major league sports playoffs get. Like, it's a big business, and then these kids, they're usually coming from places that don't have much, like, especially when we're talking about, us, we just we're just happy to be in the place to be,
right.
You take care of me. We're sponsored by some big sportswear company, so y'all supplying us with clothes. All the people around me love me. I'm living off of hype and attention. I go anywhere, everybody knows me. I get what I want. I don't barely have to pay for anything. I mean, only those student athletes really know how bad it really gets, and the ones that aren't super popular and don't have like a family at home that could sustain the lifestyle that it really takes to live in college, to be in college. And I just always felt like it was a true portrayal. It was behind the big business of college sports. And that was the first time in those late 90s, early 2000s that we were seeing that, because you saw a huge emergence of young people going to college for all the wrong reasons. I feel like I even went to college for all the wrong reasons. Like 6 years after this movie came out, like 5 years after this movie came out, I still managed to be in someone's college and shouldn't have, even after seeing that film. But you live and you learn, and you find out, like, man, this was not set up for me. This was not set up for me. And now we are only just now here in 2021 actually being like, okay, let's allow kids to jump from high school. Let's pay college athletes, because everybody's not LeBron James. Everybody is not Kobe Bryant. Like, these are people who went from high school straight to NBA. Everybody's not there.
Yeah, because Carmelo and Dwayne Wade, they went to college. Right?
Yeah, they did one. I believe
because Carmelo won a championship. He won. He
Carmelli
played
did
for the Orange School, right? They look the Orange.
Syracuse.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, it's Orange.
And and Dwayne Wade played. He had the longer. I believe that he actually did about 3 years of college, possibly. Yeah, Kevin Garnett, T Mac. I mean, it's ton of, and that's when I was into basketball. So I seen those high school jump straight to the NBA, but there was a lot of guys that didn't make that jump. And they also weren't taken care of in the colleges, because guess what? They were just there to play ball. Once those, and to be perfectly honest, what the trend became in the 2010s and the late, and as of late, is if you were going to go to college, you and your team better win a championship. You better get into the Final Four, like Zion Williamson. Like his team didn't win a championship. So it was like, well, we didn't win a championship. Well, I'm just going to go off to the NBA. But you carry that with you. He's coming into the NBA as a fresh player, but that still like comes along with him, which is a really messed up part. I mean, he's a millionaire now. And, I personally feel like, why did you even go to college? Why?
I mean, well, I'll say this about the going to college part, because of the state of the world, that we don't think that the paper means anything, but to some people it does. And when you tear your ACL and you can't play anymore, and you in the NBA and you didn't manage your money well, and you were a star player, and now you have nothing, at least you can fall back on that degree, even if you got to go work at Quicken Loans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people, that's where I feel college comes in, because a lot of these guys, they don't manage their money, and they'll tell you that. They'll say that. It's plenty of them going back to college right now. It's plenty of them learning how to build businesses and do that, and get these, because most of them go back and get a business degree, or some type of sports degree, so they can be a coach one day. Because don't think they just gonna let you be a coach because you was a player. You have to have those papers. You have to.
That what I was saying earlier, I completely agree with that. What I was saying earlier, the trend was the one and done, because they made a rule so you couldn't go from high school to,
it was like 2006.
So they made the rule where you had to be one and done, which is why people like, LeBron. I'm trying to think like, wow, what if they incite that rule when LeBron? What would we have right now? It just makes me think differently of what the NBA would look like if LeBron actually did 1 year of college, like the way Melo did. But a lot of those former players from that time, they're all becoming NBA analysts. They have podcasts. They're entrepreneurs. They're getting into the cannabis build community and entrepreneurship, and just like leading all these lives. And when you talk to any of them, they all say exactly what you just said, where it's like, because of the trend of the one and done is why a lot of them didn't stick around, because you make such a good point in the sense of you still should have finished. It's unfortunate they didn't finish, so they have to go back after they realize like, oh man, I should have been saving my money. I should have been investing. I should have been buying property. I should have, like, instead of the flashy car, spending the money. And it's because nobody is actually conditioning them. No one is advising them. It's because
of what's going on in this movie.
And everybody
around them just wants something. They don't give a damn about them. They're not telling them to invest. They telling them to invest in me. Yes, because I need some diapers for my baby, and I need some
peppers for my baby,
and I need some Dolce and Gabbana. Some Chanel.
I want some Chanel. I'm like, Chanel, girl.
I was like, okay, girl, you need some diapers for your baby. You need some baby wipes. You need some formula. You need some Similac. And then she jumped from that to Dolce and Gabbana. I said, hold up.
How you just go have a Gabbana? You just go tell the man straight to his face. You're not even gonna try.
You ain't even gonna try to hide it. Like, you need some what? You need some who? You need some what?
Yeah, Darius Miles is he was on the LA Clippers, and him and one of his former teammates have a podcast together, and they speak so explicitly and open about, you know, how real it is. You know, these were guys that was on the front of Slam, on the front of ESPN. I mean, always in front of like the biggest audience that there is. And very much what's so crazy about basketball, especially once like black athletes got into the, you know, the Allen Iverson, the big superstar, the endorsements. It's really like the entertainment business. And people won't talk about you anymore.
I mean, yeah. I mean, even
People
less than the
won't.
entertainment industry. When you can't do the job anymore, it's like being a dancer or being a model. You
Mm-hmm.
only have so much mileage you can put on your body. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You only it's being a boxer. You know, anything that makes you have to do something physically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you only can put so much mileage on your bodies. That's why gymnasts only perform for a certain amount of what's the girl name? Gabby Douglas?
Yeah,
She's
Gabby Douglas.
done. That's
She's
done.
done.
It's
She's
over. She's
done.
too old now. She's too old to continue
Excuse
to do
me.
that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that these people do. How long can you really play basketball for? Now you can do what Tom Brady is doing. You can do what
Yeah, what
LeBron
LeBron
James
is
is doing.
doing.
You can do that, but just think about how healthy and how much you have to keep your body in order to be able to
Commitment.
do that. You
I
know
feel
what I'm
like he's
saying?
more committed to his actual body than he is to the actual game. Like that man, I mean, I'm not saying that he's not practicing his jump shot and like, you know, actual moves with the basketball, but I guarantee the recovery, the
I
amount of
mean,
work that he's putting into his body trumps
but
the
that shit
actual
probably muscle
skill.
memory now. Like
Oh,
not saying basketball is not something you need to practice, even if you're good at it.
yeah.
But that's probably some of that shit is like driving a car for him, or you know what I'm saying?
Completely bouncing the basketball, putting it between his legs 1 to 3 to 4 times right after one another is not nothing that he needs to really practice anymore. And I mean, and that's the funny thing about it. Even them, they still fumble up like, oh snap, I lost the ball. You know, that's why it looks so funny. You know, they call it Shaqtin' the Fool. It looks hilarious when pro basketball players like mess up like that, because you think that all they do is play ball, shoot ball
Oh,
all day,
this
every
is
day.
sad.
What?
This is sad. Tony Hawk just did his final signature move. He cried, but admitted his body can't handle it. I know, because he, you know, black
That's
out crack.
that's
But
an
I don't know.
old man.
Yeah, he old as
That's an old
hell.
man. And you
Tony
talking
Hawk
about
was old when we
skateboarding?
was young. He was
He
old
was old
then.
when we was young. You know what? You see old interviews of they're like Tony Hawk when he was 9, and it's like the 70s. You're like, what? Huh? I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, man.
Like
Larger than damn life, man.
like dang, that's when it first started. He came out with skateboard first started.
Shut the fuck.
I'm exaggerating. He definitely was out in like the 80s.
Boys of Dogtown type.
Right. I was like, oh, should we watch that? I love that movie.
I have never seen that movie. Oops, I done fucked up.
I was like, what you doing over there? You got bright. Well, dang.
Oh shit, I'm about to do it again. Okay. So
yeah,
what did you think of the breakup scene?
the breakup scene of him and Lala.
Yeah.
Remind me again. How does it? Oh, this is when they break up right on the like bench under the street
Coney
light.
Island.
Yeah, on Coney Island again. Okay. You know, it was one of those moments where I always try to watch that and get something from it that I didn't get the time before. And I think it was to show him that even the thing we were talking about, like even the people you think that love you the most, from your sister to your brother to your cousin to your uncle, everybody wants something from you, and you need to look out. You need to really you need to see something in these people that they think that you don't see.
But he was an idiot.
He was an idiot. And I think that's the thing about when you get played, And you can admit that I got played. I really thought you loved me. You got me good.
But she didn't even hold his ass up because see, she knew he cheated on her. She knew it.
Mm-hmm.
She knew it. And soon as he said, she said what she said, she said what she said, and then it all came out. Well, what about Lala? What, Lala can't have nothing? Bitch, what make you think you can?
Hey, you heard what Rick Ross said? You weren't with me when I was shooting in the gym.
And bitch, even if you was, no.
And even if you were the
No.
dang on ball girl, giving me water in between breaks and passing me the ball to shoot, practice my free throws.
We in high
What
school.
makes you think that you are owed anything?
And what
that,
do I have? What do I
and
have?
what do I have? And I think that that's the thing that they were trying to convey very well too. Like it's a whole glamorous thing. I think LeBron spoke on this at one point in time. You know, he got in trouble in high school for taking the car, the Hummer, the infamous Hummer thing. You know, like he got in trouble for doing that, and it's hard, man. They live a hard. People are living a hard life.
And it's the way they do it. The way they do it. It's the way they. Hey, here's a Rolex. What the hell are you giving a boy who live in the inner city a fucking $64,000 watch for him to walk around? Because this is how he gonna get killed.
Because you're not understanding what he's going back to, what he actually, the environment that he lives in, where he comes from, that his uncle, you know what I'm saying? Like some Money Mitch type stuff. Like he will take you out. They don't care. They just see money. They just see green money signs, and the greed just envelops. I
don't even think Rosario Dawson actually liked him.
I don't believe that she ever had true intentions with him either. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just because I love like Us, you know, but all those girls he passed to get to Rosario, I was like, all those girls I thought were better looking than Lala.
I wasn't paying attention to them.
It's because I've seen that movie a million.
Oh, okay.
So I pay attention to. Look, when he was arguing with his dad, I noticed this today. When he was arguing with his dad, and what Spike does an amazing job of, or whoever's in charge of sound. I love that they had layers of sound. So when he was arguing with his dad, he had said, "You killed my mom." It's a mother and a daughter over there, like doing the hand games, and you can hear them. There's guys in the back, far background playing basketball. One of the guys get his shot blocked so bad, and then they actually like let the sound like play in the film. Like you could tell they like magnified it. I was just like, dang, this is really good. But I forgot what point I was trying to make. But
you like Spike Lee joints.
I love Spike Lee joints. I love Spike Lee movies. I truly do. He's just one of my absolute faves. He just does a great job with like there were times where I was like, okay, Spike, I would like to hear the people talk. Like, why are you playing this music over their voice? I would like to hear the dialogue that's happening. I wonder if that's one of his movies where he like puts the most music in, because I was like, man, he got a lot of movies, but I've never heard this much music played over the whole dang on thing. He really do make you feel like you there though. That's a good point.
I guess I would have had to watch it more. I mean,
that's the point I was trying to make. I pay attention to a lot of things that happen in the movie over time because I've seen it so many times. I stopped listening to what people are talking about, and I'm just like looking in the background, like what they doing over there.
No, they not. We gotta go to the Stacy School of streaming.
Yes, man, girl.
So I can set up my running through this through OBS with the interface because I'm scared.
All right. Well, here is my question. My question is,
okay,
will you ever be watching He Got Game again?
Probably not. I mean, it's nothing against it, but no, probably not. I mean, if it's on TV and like I'm in a hotel room and it ain't nothing else on or something, I
Yeah.
specifically say hotel because it would have to be like lesser to none cable
Yeah. Yeah.
around, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like no Netflix
Like pretty much
access, you know what I'm
reinforced.
saying? But yeah, no. No. It's cool or whatever, but no.
Hmm.
Spike Lee does weird things with his shooting, and it's kind of, what I do realize is that all the directors that came out during that time, they do have very distinctive ways that they shoot, like Quentin Tarantino, like Tim Burton, like especially those three for real, like those people, Quentin Tarantino, Tim Burton, Robert Rodriguez, Spike Lee.
Hmm.
They all have very distinctive styles and ways and methods of how they shoot things, how they write things, how they put things together. And it's always that kind of formula for every movie they do. And when they don't do it that way, you're like, oh, is this even a Spike Lee joint? Or is this even a Quentin Tarantino film?
Hmm.
But some of the things that he does, it just kind of annoys me. So I'm not really big into Spike Lee movies anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm black. I said it on the live, but it's okay.
Unpopular opinion. I am not going to crucify you for that because it is preference. To me that is a quality of someone that is immature as well, and just like young and not being open-minded. I think for somebody, being a lover of movies and film and certain genres like yourself, that's what makes it so fun. Again, it goes back to like why we do this and why we have so much fun doing this, because like, yeah, I don't think I'm not gonna get on you like, you don't like Spike, you're never gonna watch this again. Like,
but see, that's the thing. It's not that I don't like him. I
mm-hmm.
know what he has done for film. I know what he has done for black people in film. I
Yep.
get it. What I don't always like is his style. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people can't watch Quentin Tarantino movies because it's 15 minutes of talking at the beginning. Once you know that that's his deal and that's how he works,
You
you
just
can
accept
move
it.
through it. But some people still can't. They just can't do it. And that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, Zack Snyder always got these dark ass colors in his movies. They're never colorful. They're always sepia or gray or whatever the hell. Some people can't get with that. I mean, every director and writer and
Yeah.
producer, and because these people are those types, like we write it, we direct it, we produce it. They have distinctive styles, and everybody, can't, it's
It's
always
true.
gonna be
No,
something.
I did not get to where I got because I just was like, I'm black and I'm supposed to like Spike Lee. I really just enjoyed those things. Didn't understand why characters floated. Didn't get why he always used these like instrumentals and this jazz and these different, like, didn't get why he would cut into montages, why he would do these why he would change the format, like in Crooklyn, how he changes the format. But you just love, I think for people like ourselves who like picked up a camera, got behind the camera few times, been in front of the camera, and really loves like the full spectrum of movies, from the inception of it all to the actual like behind the scenes and actors, you just start to appreciate and love things deeper than because you're a black person that's supposed to love Spike Lee and cheer for him. And just like you said, you can still cheer and root for him and see it for some of what he does. For instance, something like a Summer of, or The Five Bloods, where it's like, yeah, you may not absolutely love every single
Or
Spike Lee
Inside
joint,
Man, because I love that one.
but
That movie is good as hell.
it's so good. It's so good. And not one part, I don't want to say one part because I've only seen it twice. He doesn't do the gliding in that, does he?
I don't think so, no.
And that's what I'm saying. He doesn't do it one
But it's a
time.
Spike Lee joint that you wouldn't know Spike Lee did.
And I love when artists do that, because of course I got to take it there. Like at the end of the day, we're just all artists, we're all just creatives. So, and when somebody says like, what you know me for, I'm gonna do something else, and I'm just gonna give you a good A film, and just be like, I'm gonna actually direct this. I'm gonna direct these actors. I'm gonna do, I felt like that's what Spike got in his. He was like, I'm in my director bag. I'm not trying to DP this whole thing. Although I don't know, did he DP any of it? I don't think he did. So like, I think Spike was like, I'm in my bag. I'm in my bag with this one.
Maybe, probably. Question.
Yes.
What what did the ending mean to you? Because was it like a, oh, you got the juice now, or what? Like
Oh man, I'm so mad because I know I tease you so much about the above the rim mixing up, but I mix those two endings up because they are practically the same. It's funny. Um
definitely gonna say, but now hotels that you get Hulu,
oh, they do,
so you
right.
probably will
They,
never
they,
watch
they
it.
got their
You
Netflix.
probably will never watch it, Chevy.
This
You
they,
probably
you're right. Um
so wait, let me
you mean
just
like the
explain that
literal
in
you like the
in
mean the literal meaning of like Jake's back in jail. Spoiler alert. Jake goes back to jail. He did not get released.
well,
Or
that's the thing. They didn't like
they never said they
shorten
was
his
going to release him. They said he was going
sentence.
to shorten his sentence.
They
It could have been
didn't.
by 5 months. He still was
No.
going to do 14.
But they didn't shorten it at all. They
Yeah.
they lied to
They
him.
definitely didn't shorten it. Are we talking about the literal scene of like Jake shooting the basketball and then the pigeons or whatever the birds like flying off?
No, him throwing the basketball over and then it
Through the basketball, yes.
landing in the freaking stadium with
Yes, it drops
Jesus.
in the stadium. Okay.
And then he run and pick it up and shoot a basket with it.
I think that was supposed. Thank you for bringing all that back to me because even though I just recently saw it, I just forgot it that quick.
He got the juice now.
Because
That's
I
what I
I always
gathered.
get it mixed up with above the rims ending. I believe that ending is some like metaphor that although we talked all this crap about how Jesus just, we don't believe that he really ever forgave his father. I thought that maybe, or I wanted to believe that was the moment of the belief. Like he, maybe this is the moment that he actually forgave his father. Maybe this is a moment of like the idea, like, I'm always there with you. I'm still watching you. They had this odd meeting that I don't think that they were, if Jesus weren't ever, if the governor never mentioned it at the country club, would Jake ever have gotten out of jail to have this moment with his son? You get me?
Right. Yeah.
Like if nobody, they weren't drinking at the country, because I'm going with that story. I like that story. If they were never having this moment where the governor says this to the warden and warden's like, oh, I got you, cuz. I think I can make that happen for my homie. Would they ever share that moment? Would Jesus had ever known that, like, he could possibly have some room to forgive his father? His dad is like, he is tortured. Yes, he's learned how to live in jail, but and live on with his life, but he has been tortured since that day.
Maybe it's this. I mean, well, I'll say this.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "What the hell? This is stupid." And then I was like, "Oh, you got the juice now.
You got the juice now, son."
And I was like, "Okay, I guess." It was just weird for that. It was only two surreal moments in that movie that took place.
Mm-hmm.
It was the moment where they were at the basketball court at the beginning, where he held up the newspaper and then they zooped into the newspaper and then they were back into real life. Yep. And then that was the only other surreal moment where it was like, we are not in the reality that we're currently in, when this basketball flies into a room that's enclosed and he picks it up without thinking and throws it in the air.
Where did this ball come from?
It's like, you knew it was from your dad, bro. Like, how?
Right. Yeah.
I don't get it, but okay, whatever.
And that goes to one of those things you were talking about earlier, like, why Spike? Why Mr. Lee? What was that? What was that about?
Okay, now just on a theoretical, my last question was, do you think Jesus made it?
Man, with all the hype that he had behind him, I sure hope he did. Man, 1998, star basketball player, goes off to the
Big state.
Goes off to big state and plays for the big state. Hmm. That's such a good question. I feel like I've thought that. I've asked myself that question a few times. I couldn't answer. I couldn't answer. I can't answer that. I can't answer that because I know how fickle it all is.
I don't think he made it. I think he made it to a certain point, and I think there was an impasse that was created for him. I don't think he made it.
Hmm.
I don't think he made it to the level that he wanted to make it to.
And what like gives you such?
I don't think he had a support system at that moment. He all he had was his sister.
And she just was so young.
Yeah, I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. And I mean, I'm sad to say that, but I don't think he made it.
Dang.
And I don't think it was nothing like an injury or
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend or baby mama. I just don't think it panned out. I don't think he should have went to big state. I should think he should have went to an NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have. If you have the opportunity to go to the NBA and you know that you're gonna make it, I don't
Yeah.
care what number or draft pick you are. If you know you're gonna make it into that league, you need to go to the fucking league. You can go to college after the fact.
Yeah.
Speaking of what you were saying, I think that the wrong people decide to go to the league first.
Okay. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you know that they gonna pick your ass, you need to go and go fast because that window is so short. You can be the top player in the NBA, and I mean in the in what is it called? What is it? No, the
NBA?
other one, the high school,
Oh,
in the college one,
NCAA.
NCAA, and still not make it to the NBA or get picked real low.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if you where the level that he was in 1998, when you could just go to the NBA.
Yep.
The only reason why he went to big state is because of his daddy. I don't think he was going to go to college. I think he should have went to the NBA. I don't think he's going to make it because he went to college. That's why I don't think he's going to make it.
Dang.
Because all you're doing is wear and tearing on your body.
Yeah.
You run the risk of injury. I'd rather run the risk of injury knowing that I'm making that NBA money than run the risk of injury trying to figure it out. If you can go to the NBA, you can wait for college.
You can wait for college.
If you can't go to the NBA, you need to take your ass to college.
You need to go. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Period.
It's true. I mean, and these days there's, the good thing about these days, there's a lot more specific to basketball because that's, what I know. But I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if other leagues are making this. Well, maybe it depends on the audience because if there's not a bunch of students going from high school straight into the league, then they probably don't need this. But they have like the G League and they'll let you bounce in and out of the G League and, just a whole lot of like prospects. It's almost what they do overseas, but here in the United States with like the NBA leagues where it's like they just have these kind of like other like it's like practice squads.
Oh yeah, like the D League and all of them.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, we'll just pick you up and bring you over here if you're doing really well. And big business. It's a big business.
Yes, it is. But what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Even the most famous players that someone just mentioned, like they all live and they learn. They all live and they learn. Like a lot of people had to go through a lot of bad stuff to realize that I should have made different decisions. I should have went to college. I should have became an entrepreneur. I should have invested my money. I should have saved my money.
And then now they just broke.
I think the real question becomes, and not to get too deep or nothing, and maybe it won't be once I get it out, but like, what truly is success? Like what is the success tied to those different things? Like for some people, and what we're realizing like what we're talking about all these former players is that just making it to the league is enough. It's like when you think about MC Hammer, like, but you were MC Hammer, but you lost it all. Like,
but that's the thing, how you want to do something and you don't plan anything after it. It's like, oh, I can't wait till Soul is a great example of that. I just want to be on the big stage. I just want to perform with the band. I just want to be here on this big stage, and I want to do this, and this is what I want to do because this is what I got to do. And my whole life, I eat, breathe, I sleep it. This is what I got to do. And when I get here, I'm gonna be happy. When I get here, I'm gonna be there. But like, you get there, and the caveat to this is it comes with so much more than you could have ever expected. Being a football player or a basketball player who plays on a non-successful NBA team comes with so much notoriety, comes with so much accolades, comes up with so much free shit, opportunities, maybe movie deals, record deals, depending on what you're trying to do, shoe deals, clothing deals, mini action figures, toys, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Endorsed from all around, any businesses.
If all you want to do is play the game, you make it, then you get all of that and you lose it. The success is not even measured on the scale that you were thinking of anymore. Like,
yeah, because you just wanted to make it to the league. You know, all your life you just said, I want to be a professional basketball player. I want to be a professional this. I want to be a professional singer. I want to be a professional. I want to be at the top of this skill level. And then you get there, and just like you said, you get bombarded. You have so much comes with that, you know. Very much like this question is loaded. It comes with that. That lifestyle comes with more than just being Britney Spears. You know, it's more than just LeBron James. Like, dude, your kids take on that. Your family takes on that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on what that person measures their success as.
True.
I mean, but that's why you got to set goals, because once you get to that mountaintop, where are you going to go from there? If the only thing you wanted to do was get into the league, you're probably not going to be successful in the league, because getting in the league doesn't mean you're a good player. Getting in the league doesn't mean you take the winning shots at the end. Getting in the league doesn't mean you're going to be an MVP or win a Super Bowl. I mean, a championship, whatever.
Right.
That just means you're there. It's people playing in all leagues that don't ever play.
They don't even ever play.
But shit, I wouldn't mind if it was me. Unless I really wanted to play basketball, I probably would be satisfied just being in the league and not playing. You still get a fucking paycheck. If your team win the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl, you still get a ring.
You win a championship, you win a championship. You all walk away with, just like you said, the notoriety, the ring, the title, and you can always say,
I was on this team.
I was on this team. I was a part of this team.
Now your friends might clown you, say, man, you didn't even play. But I still got a ring.
And I get paid for it. I got paid to be part of a championship winning team.
Yeah, but that's Stacey know who I'm talking about when I say that, because he got a whole ring, hadn't even been on the team for 2 days.
2 days.
And in that same game that year, didn't he break his hand doing a dunk after the game was over?
He did. Good old Darko, man, you brought us some good times, brother.
Should have picked. Now, just think if we'd have picked LeBron James.
Look, Melo has none. Yeah, because you know it's that.
I just think if we'd have picked Melo, like he would have got a ring off rip. Just for being there.
Who knows what we would be? Who knows what we would be if Melo
had, or Dwayne Wade or LeBron or LeBron, they all came in at the same time.
Any of those guys. That class of 2003 was one hell of a class.
Yes, it was.
One hell of a class. You know, we haven't seen that since like maybe 96, and then before that probably haven't seen it since like sometime in the 80s when like Mike and all of them came in. Like,
I wonder when it's gonna happen again. And I mean, I don't even watch basketball like that. Yeah. But that reminded me of that one year in football when all them people came in and got drafted. It was around the 2005s. Because one of my friends from high school, not friends, but one of these guys, oh man, his name's Vernon Golston. He was the third round pick, like the first round third pick of the NFL. He went to the Jets. Yeah, like that because he went. Yeah, yep. He
Bro, you
played for
don't know.
Ohio State, and then he went.
You typically don't know people like that. That junk is rare, man. It's
Hmm.
rare.
Yeah,
It's
it
super
is.
rare. Excuse me.
So, what are we
Yeah.
watching next week?
That's a good question. I thought that, man, maybe we should just go ahead and watch dodgeball. Like just
Oh yes, let's
yeah, just
watch dodgeball.
just go
Oh, what
ahead.
is dodgeball on?
Oh, a good
I
question.
mean,
I'm
it's
not sure.
on my DVD, but
You're right. Oh, I'm gonna have to come over. We're gonna take it old school. It is on
oh, and speaking
Hulu.
of, I don't even know if Tanya's still here, but yesterday y'all need to all go follow Tanya. Okay.
Yes.
Yesterday she did this dope ass stream. She was doing a women's history month, like all month. She was streaming different stuff. And yesterday she did a panel of like all of these different people in horror, women in horror, a doctor. I can't think of what her name is. It's so bad, but it was a doctor. She has like a PhD in horror. It was one of the co-writers of the movie Host. Is on Shudder. It's scary as hell. And this other woman, her name is Sammy, and she's an African American woman, and she's an artist. And the shit was so amazing. And she did a trivia at the end of that shit, and I won. I came in first place. What? Because I know my horror, right? So Toya, this is my challenge to you.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, I get competitive.
Okay. I won a limited edition copy of the movie Host.
Oh.
Host is the movie.
Is that movie you always telling me about that? I try to always act like I don't even hear you talking about it.
So, first off, I would like you to come over here and watch that with me. Because I didn't see the last 5 minutes. I didn't see the last 5 minutes of it because that's how scared I was.
I'm gonna be scared.
I watched the last 5 minutes of the movie like this. Actually, I did. Actually, I watched it.
My heart is.
I watched it like this. But I think what messed me up is I watched it on a computer and it was a Zoom recording.
That yes, you always mention that, and I agree. Like every time you tell me, and I think about it more and more, I'm like that has to be it.
Yeah, so I challenge you to watch that with me, so I can watch the last 5 minutes of it because I watched it like this. And yes, that's the challenge.
Oh look, it's one eye open. Yeah,
you heard your name. You opened the one eye.
Oh, you gotta be scared already. I'm gonna watch it though. Oh man, I oddly, I hate it, but I still kind of, because I'm always afterwards like, man, why was I scared? But
no, this fucking movie is scary as fuck.
I know.
I can't even deny that. That is something that I cannot deny. I keep forgetting that I didn't watch the last 5 minutes of the movie because I was fucking terrified. I have not been that scared watching a movie and I don't know how long. That movie, me and Pepper, Jarrell came downstairs to take a shower. I told Pepper, come get in my bed. I closed my door. I put a fucking bat up against the door. Jarrell came downstairs to take a shower.
We need more people. You come over to them. Yes. Lord mercy.
He came downstairs to take a shower. I didn't realize it was him. I jumped up, then Pepper jumped up, and then I'm peeking around the corner like, okay, because it was too much. It was, oh my God. It was too immersive. It was too immersive for me. And so I don't know what happened in the last 5 minutes of the movie. So, I mean, I heard what happened, but I didn't see what happened because I couldn't do it, but I couldn't not finish it because I couldn't wonder like,
yeah.
So yes, I challenge you to.
You know me too well. You knew the exact words to use too. I challenge you. I want you. You should watch. Please, can you do this for me? Let's do it for the show. I challenge you. I'll take your challenge.
Okay. All right.
Challenge, and I'm about to be scared. Oh, it's gonna take a lot to recover. Man, thank God we got more light.
No, you can.
Let me get my nightlight ready.
You can spend a night that night if necessary.
Right. You know what? Yep. Yeah. I'm just gonna bring my covers.
I got cover, girl. You don't have to bring no cover. We the house of cover.
You really are. I got all the covers.
We got all the covers. We got like 25 blankets.
Oh my
Because I
god.
always think that's gonna be like 28, not 28 days later, but today after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and then we gonna be real cold and we ain't gonna have enough heat and we gonna need blankets. So I always keep a lot of blankets. Yes, we ooh,
Prepared.
that's actually kind of smart. Record the
Yeah,
reaction.
that Tanya, you make a good point, girl. Because Lord have mercy. We just, oh Lord have mercy.
So we gonna watch
We
Dodgeball.
gonna watch Dodgeball. Yeah, so please, if you haven't seen Dodgeball, it's such a funny movie. Like classic. It looks like it's on Hulu with the Stars add-on.
Oh,
but
shit.
I know I was like,
That's a DVD. That's a DVD watch.
Yep,
We're gonna
go
pull
ahead.
that out of the DVD box.
Gotta pull out the DVD. So
Okay, so Dodgeball next week. Sometimes between next week and another week, we gonna watch Host. Because I'm challenging Toya to watch Host. And that's gonna be great because that's gonna be funny. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. And what else is going on? Every Wednesday night for the next 4 nights. I mean, the next 4 Wednesdays, I will be on GFT Radio, doing a Winter Soldier. I mean, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier review with Willie Styles. We did one yesterday and last week or whatever. It's going pretty good. So come check that out. We go live at 9 p.m. I promise that I'll start streaming video games next Wednesday once I go to School of Stacy.
The School of Stacy.
She gives me the confidence to run this audio with the interface.
Yes.
It's about the confidence. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It lies right in that. Like,
and Toya, what you got going on?
Per usual.
She just came off of a very successful art show.
Yes, I had an amazing What Empowers Me, the Women's Perspective art show put together by Mashira Davis, one of my Documenting Detroit fellows from 2017. So I'm kind of still off the high of that. So, but yeah, I'm just over at Point of View Finder putting out content on the IG, not my Twitch, but we getting there because I gotta go to the school too. And I'll start putting stuff on my Twitch. But right now, you can just head over to Latoya Coates over at Instagram and Point of View Finder. And I mean, obviously, I'm on this show. I'm out here taking pictures, working on Darker Than Blue with the homies Z and Chuck. Shout out to my homegirl Jamila Jackson. Yeah, I'm doing books we should have read, getting basically based on young adults or adults period who weren't very big, huge, avid readers, getting them into reading, because it could be a huge task, like taking on reading and wanting to be a reader. And we're doing typically based around classic Black literature. So I'm working on that with the homegirl Ashley. And so yeah. So please just go over to Latoya Coates on my IG. Everything's in my link tree. Please just follow me and support what we got going on, because we're really excited to put ourselves out there to create as much as we can for all the amazing people out there that just have so much going on. Like, so we love y'all. Book readers, nerds, comic books, like film nerds, photography nerds, Comic-Con nerds, like nerds unite.
Yes, that's trademark though.
Nerds unite.
Nerds do unite tonight.
We do. We need to come together.
Yes.
Much more.
The blurs unite. That's what it should be.
The blurs, yeah.
The blurs unite. Yes.
Yeah.
The blurs unite. Yes.
Blurs unite. Yes.
Yeah, I take pictures, y'all, too. I don't be talking about it a lot, but I do.
Yeah, we got to get back out there and do another 30-minute disposable challenge.
Yeah, we might do one in Vegas. So
yeah. Oh, the content. Vegas. We might do a little secret stuff in Vegas.
Oh
So
yeah, we
be
actually need to talk about that.
yeah,
We
be
do.
prepared.
All right, y'all. So we gonna leave because we'll just keep talking and
Oh yeah, right. We'll
Tanya
just
needs to go to sleep. So so thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Clark. Thank you, Rail. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Aaron C. Thank you, everybody, the lurkers, and yeah. See y'all next Thursday at 8 p.m.
dodgeball.
Peace, y'all.